Hi, welcome to Hot Mom's Dinner Club. Today, Maddie and I went to the White Hills farm just up the road and we picked a bucket of strawberries. What do you got there, Maddie?
Strawberries.
Oh, are they delicious?
Yeah.
You didn't happen to eat one while we were picking them, did you? Or just now, they are so good, aren't they? They're really fresh. And we got the whole bucket for only $11. And it only took us a short amount of time. There were so many strawberries there. So we got our bucket of strawberries. And what are we going to make with it?
Pie.
What is
Strawberry
it?
pie.
Strawberry pie. Fresh strawberry pie. And then right down the road was a winery. So Mom picked up a bottle of strawberry wine to go with the strawberry pie. Strawberry overkill? I think not. I think it'll be just fine. However, I will wait till I get the pie made to start drinking the wine. So, they smell so good, don't they?
Yeah.
They really did. The whole car smelled like strawberries on the way home. So those are delicious strawberries from the White Hill Farms, and we are going to get started on our pie. I'm going to start by making the crust. So now I'm going to get started on our crust for our fresh strawberry pie. So I'm going to show you a simple way to make pie crust. You're going to put this into your freezer, and anytime you want to make a pie, all you have to do is just pull a handful of it out, mix it with your ice water, and start rolling, and you'll be good to go. So we've got here 3 cups of Crisco, 7 cups of flour, and I've got a teaspoon of salt. So on your flour, make sure you kind of tamp it down, so you make sure you get 7 whole cups in there. Then we're going to mix our salt in here. 1 teaspoon of salt. Just going to sift that together. This is a lot, so this will make several pies. So if you don't think you're going to make a lot of pies, you can definitely scale down this recipe. But I'm just going to make a big batch because, like I said, I want to have it on hand in my freezer. That way I can just pull out a handful anytime I want, and I'll have the base of it ready to go. All you have to do is just add the ice water per pie. So I'm going to add in the shortening now. This is a Crisco shortening.
That's a big one.
That's a lot, yes. The Crisco shortening, I think, is the best. And I just buy regular. I don't do the butter flavored or anything like that. All right, so we're just going to mix this in together. If you have a pastry cutter, feel free to use that. I actually have one. I've yet to find it from our move. So, but your hands always work fine on this. You're just cutting this in, smashing it in with your hands, and all you're doing is incorporating your flour and your shortening together. Okay, and we're gonna pop this in a freezer bag, and we're just gonna put it in the freezer. All right, and you don't need to overmix this either, okay? Because you're just going to lightly work it together, and as soon as it's kind of together, you're going to pop it in the freezer bag. You don't need to overmix it. You don't want a smooth paste here. It's still going to be crumbly, and that is great. You'll be working it together more when you actually make your pie crust, so that is good enough for now. We're just going to pack this in our baggie, and we're going to put it in the freezer. It needs to be cool to work with it, okay? That'll make a flakier crust for you. So I'm going to put everything in here, except for I'm going to leave a little bit in my bowl about what I'm going to use for today's pie. And I'm going to put all of this into the freezer, including this. And then I'll pull this out in about an hour, and I'll just leave this in, and you have this in here anytime you want to make a pie. While the base for our pie crust is in the freezer getting cool, I am going to start prepping my strawberries. So I just lightly wash them, and I'm going to hull them. I'm actually going to cut mine in half. I like it when the strawberries are halved in the fresh strawberry pie. I was very careful when I washed the strawberries. They're very delicate, so you want to wash them very lightly and then lay them out immediately on a paper towel to dry. Now with the rest of the strawberries, I'm going to make strawberry jam tomorrow. That'll be in another video. I just got done jarring a bunch of pickles, so tomorrow I'll be doing jam. So we're going to get these hulled and halved. I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients for my pie ready to go as well. And then it'll be time to roll out the crust and get that blind baked. strawberries here ready to go. A lot of them were actually really small, so I didn't cut the small ones in half. I only cut the larger ones in half. We got those sitting on the paper towel again. Gonna let those get dry while I'm preparing the pie crust. So I just brought this in from the freezer. From now on, when you want to make a pie, you just bring your bag in from the freezer, and you're just gonna pour a small amount into your bowl, and it's nice and cold. It's gonna be a lot more crumbly now since it's got the chill on it. Next, you're just gonna drizzle in some ice water, okay? Just add ice and water together, drizzle it in. Now, if you put too much ice water, that is not a big deal. Just gonna add a little bit more of this in there. So like I said, if you ever add too much ice water, it's better to add too much ice water and then have to add in more dry stuff than if you do the other way around and don't add in enough ice water and you start messing with it and then you try to work with it again, it'll be very tough. So basically you want to form this ball, and this ball, if you could feel it, it is nice and soft. There is no elasticity in this whatsoever. So it's nice and soft. It's going to be super easy to work with. We'll just pop the rest of this back in the freezer and we'll have that. Anytime you want to make a pie crust, just pop it out and add your ice water. Gonna roll this out with a little flour. Now we're gonna blind bake the crust, just like we did in bin 10. We're gonna put the parchment paper down in here. Make sure you fluff it up. You can cut it down if you want, but I mean, it just takes more time. You're gonna dump your dried beans in here. It's gonna keep the air from popping your crust up so that we can get more of those delicious strawberries down in there. You don't want to dock it because you don't want anything sneaking out of your crust. So we're going to get that blind baked. I'm going to show you one more trick too. You can melt some white chocolate to put on your pie crust on the bottom of it, and that will help it keep it from getting soggy. So there's white chocolate chips in there. I'm just going to drizzle just a little bit of Crisco oil in there. This you'll probably want to use a regular vegetable oil and not olive oil. We're just going to let that simmer on real low. Don't want it to boil anything or boil over. You're just getting it hot enough to melt your chocolate chips. Just keep them warm until you can brush the bottom of your pie crust with this. Now it's time to get our glaze going for our strawberry pie. So I'm going to do the retro 7-Up and strawberry jello version. So I'm just going to get my sugar, salt, cornstarch going. I'm going to also add in some fresh lemon zest to it just to make it pop a little bit more. And plus you got your lemon lime in your soda. So this is, I think, a very good tasty strawberry glaze, and the little pinch of salt really sets it off too. So we're going to get that going, we're going to get that boiled, and we're going to get it chilling down. So now I'm going to take my white chocolate that I melted over our bain-marie, or water bath there. I'm going to start brushing the bottom of the pie crust. So this is going to create a moisture barrier. A friend of mine that I work with in Chicago taught me this trick. So you've got your white chocolate. It's still warm. That's why it's melted and easy to brush on here. Then we're going to put this into the refrigerator. And that is going to make your white chocolate layer here solid. and that is what's going to create your moisture barrier. So this will keep your crust from getting soggy overnight, especially if it's a pie that kind of needs to sit overnight. You can do this, and that'll keep your crust from getting soggy while your pie sets up. So now you'll want to do this. You'll need to make sure that once you have your white chocolate is cooled and creates that hard layer on there, you won't be able to add anything hot into this pie because you will melt your white chocolate. So you can only add cold stuff into this pie. Otherwise, you'll just be melting your white chocolate and you will no longer have a moisture barrier. So my assistant woke up from her nap just in time to assemble this strawberry pie. All right, so Mommy's been working hard while you were sleeping. I made pie crust. I put the layer of white chocolate in there. It is now chilled. You can press it, and it is hard. Hey, be careful. Don't break my pie crust. Yeah? And as promised, the strawberry wine is still here. I did not drink it yet. We got our strawberry glaze here. We're going to put some of that in the bottom of the crust. This has been chilled, and our white chocolate is set, too. So we're not worried about melting our white chocolate with that. It is. We're going to spread a little bit of that out. We're going to start layering in our strawberries. Okay. So when I was going through my strawberries, I was really careful. I'm only wash what you're going to use right away. And any of them that seemed like they were too mushy, I'm saving them for my jam. You don't want to put any strawberries in your pie that may not make it overnight. And it is going to be delicious. Well, actually, we're going to let it set overnight. This is going to be a hard one. So we're going to put these in here. We're going to fill it up, and we're going to put it in the refrigerator overnight. And then we're going to top it with whipped cream tomorrow. All right. Let's just layer those in. Go ahead and keep pushing them in there. There you go. Yeah. I like to turn some of the cut ones upright so you can kind of see that. I think it's pretty. Or if you want to just keep them all just halved or upright, you can lay them out in whatever nice pattern that you would like. Now we're going to cover it with the glaze. Oh, I love this glaze because it is not, you can buy it in the produce section like already done. And that would be easy, but it's that pre-packaged stuff in the produce section is so thick and globby and sweet, overly sweet. So we have our layer of white chocolate on this, plus we're going to be topping it with fresh whipped cream that I'm going to sweeten with powdered sugar. And, I just don't think that you need it so sweet and thick and globby. Your strawberries should be perfectly sweet. A little bit more glaze. I think we have the perfect amount of glaze in here. Like I said, you can check on the website and get all these directions and measurements. And just remember too, whenever you in the future, you have tons of pie base in there, so you can just bring out some of that pie crust base that we made, and all you have to do is just add the ice water to it. So you can whip up a pie anytime you'd like, or even a quiche. Yeah, it looks good. Or even a quiche too. You can use that same pie crust base that we made to make a quiche or a savory pie with as well, because we haven't added any sugar into the pie crust. So that does look delicious. Yeah. So, like I said, I like to see some of those cut edges on there. So tomorrow we're going to make our whipped cream, and we're going to spread the whipped cream all around. And it's going to be awesome. What do you think? Did we have fun today? Did you have fun going and picking the strawberries? Yeah. Yeah? Can we get some fist bumps? So yesterday, Maddie and I finished our strawberry pie, and it's set in the fridge overnight. And now we're going to make our whipped cream to top it. The pie really only needs to refrigerate for about 2 to 3 hours, but we wanted to make it yesterday, and so we didn't have to worry about making it today. So now we're going to start whipping our cream.
I don't know that.
This is heavy cream.
Heavy cream.
Heavy cream, and we're going to whip it. Whip it good, yes.
Whip it good.
We're going to whip it good. So we're going to whip it in a rather large bowl. First of all, because we don't want it to splatter, and we want to keep our splatters inside the bowl. And secondly, we're whipping it to increase the volume. So it's going to definitely increase in size. So first of all, I'm going to start whipping the cream, and I'm going to add just a pinch of salt to it, okay? Just a little bit of salt. That's going to help the particles in the cream grab on and start aerating themselves.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
So you want it to get to soft peaks before you add in your powdered sugar, okay? We're going to sift in our powdered sugar. When you start whipping it again, you don't want to over whip it now, okay? You're almost all the way there. You're going to give it a taste to see if it's sweet enough.
I want to taste too.
You want to taste too?
That's a bit.
I think. Let's do the rest of it. We're going to put it all in there. We're also going to add some vanilla to this one for a little bit of flavor.
That tastes really good.
It tastes really good. It's going to taste really good on top of that pie, isn't it?
Yeah, that tastes like
Yeah. Because the pie is super sweet, so, you know, we're really not putting a whole lot of sugar. I put 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar in here to the 1.5 cups of cream. Let's go ahead and add this vanilla in now. We're going to add a little cap full of vanilla in here. Whoops. We got to stop now because we're getting to where we are completely whipped. Any more mixing we'll need to do by hand.
I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to make this.
Okay, you can mix it up, but you got to fold it. You have to fold it so you don't smash out all the air that we just whipped into there, okay? Yep. Okay, now we're going to put it in the bag, okay? Let's go get our bag. Okay. You put your hand on top of my hand. You be the bottom hand with the left hand. You put your left hand right there. Your other left. Okay, there you go. You're going to be the guide. There. Don't squeeze them. You want to only squeeze from the top because you're going to pushing your whipped cream down in here. You don't want to squeeze from there. It's just like your toothpaste. You don't want to squeeze from the middle. So you're only guiding. Your bottom hand is just guiding, okay?
I want to.
You want to reach up here and do the squeezing? And now you're going to squeeze, okay? Perfect. We're almost around there. Those of you who know me by now know I'm all about the finishing touches. So I saved some strawberries from yesterday. I've also got some fresh mint and some cinnamon. Right about there. So here we have our fresh strawberry pie that Maddie and I made. So we got the strawberries from the White Hill Farms, and just down the road, the Black Rock Vineyards, and we got a bottle of strawberry wine. So tonight we're going to do a barbecue video for Daddy's New Addiction. So we're going to eat this pie later for our dessert and drink some of that wine when we're done. You can't have the wine. You can't have any wine. You can have the pie. Yeah, you can have 2 helpings of pie since you can't have wine. How about that? Deal? Yeah. Okay. Deal? All right. There are the chicken leg quarters there. And we've got our baked potatoes in the back that we cooked on the grill. And then we have our watermelon salad with the lime juice and the cilantro and the blackened shrimp and the pita bread that we whipped up at the end. And of course, Maddie and I's strawberry pie that we've been working on. We went and picked, right.
We picked the strawberries at the store.
We picked the strawberries at the farm, right? Yeah, and then we brought them home and we made that pie yesterday.
We have a lot in it.
Yeah.
It was a lot and a lot and a lot.
A lot of strawberries. And how big was the watermelon that we got? The watermelon was huge, wasn't it? It was so big, yes. So that's why we had to find all kinds of different ways to use that watermelon. I'm ready to start eating this chicken that Mike prepared. I'm interested in trying the grilled fennel. It's been years since I've had grilled fennel. And of course, I can't wait to get into that strawberry pie. All right, so I think it's time for us all to eat. What do you guys think?
Looks good. We're ready to dig in?
Yeah.
Ready to dig in?
What do you say?
1, 2, 3.
Come on, Santa Claus.
Woo! Good night. Maddie, are you ready for some of this pie? Oh my gosh, me too. I am ready for some of this pie, and I am ready for some of this wine.
Oh yeah, you're ready for this wine.
I'm ready for the wine, and Maddie's ready for the pie.
I'm ready for the pie because I love pies.
Looks like it's set up real nice.
I'm gonna eat all of it, and then I'm
For Miss Maddie. Oh, I think that's perfect. Look at that. Let me get you a fork, babe. You want to try it and see what you think? Didn't have to ask her twice.